so we got some new Kendrick Lamar, as Mixo calls him. W's in the chat for the new Kendrick album. I'm expecting Kendrick to put his whole Kendrick Lamussy into this album. I have not heard any of it. That's a lie. I played like the first 20 seconds of the first track this morning just to tease myself a little bit. It was just the tip though, but I didn't listen beyond that. Heard a lot of mixed opinions on Twitter, in the Discord, and even in the chat before I started recording. Seems like this one is one of those ones that takes multiple listens to grow on you. And so I will just sit back, enjoy it, and take it for what it is, because it's new Kendrick, and I'm sure it's at least going to be good. Kendrick doesn't make bad music, so I know this album has gotta at least be good, okay? Do not expect me to catch everything the first time around, because you didn't. The only person to catch every single thing that this album had to offer the first time they heard it all the way through was Kendrick Lamar. And so, you know, don't be pretentious. Let me know in the chat and in the comment section what exactly I missed and your different opinions on all of these songs, but don't get upset because things go over my head because you're on your 5th or 6th listen and I'm on my first. I don't really have too much of that in my comment section or in my chat, but every now and then it does happen. So let's just, you know, enjoy it. Let's just be peaceful and not be pretentious about it. Okay, so I expect to miss things. I'm obviously going to catch way more of the production than a lot of the lyrical elements. That's just what my ears go for. You know what to expect if you've been watching the channel for a minute now. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I really appreciate you for clicking on the video. Follow me on Twitch if you want to watch these reactions live, or become a patron of the channel, and you'll also get the uncut, unedited VOD after I stream. So with that said, I'm just about ready to jump in. I know the chat's been itching for this, so Mixo has to get his high YouTube in, as always. United in Grief, track 1. Album of the year. So my thoughts on this album are... Posture check.
1,855 days. I've been going through something that really hurt. A demon, you're better off killing her. What is a relative?
What is a woman that's really hurt? A demon, you're better off killing her? You know, hell hath no fury, right?
What if I call on security? That mean I'm calling on God for purity. I wanna get me yet. What am I doing? I'm flipping my time through the Rolodex, indulging myself in my life and my music. The world. I hope the psychologist listening.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, so I was really enjoying how some jazzy pianos and some jazzy kind of horns were sort of rising into the background towards the beginning there. I also like how there was a really cool hi-hat that was being panned back and forth, but the switch up into this really crazy drum break, I was not expecting at all. I'm interested to see how he's going to flow over this.
Post a caption, pray none of my enemies hold me captive. I grieve different. Tomato dedicated to the songs I wrote in the Bible. Eyes like green penetrating the moonlight.
Oh, this is so good. Plucky strings. The atmosphere here is so good. This sounds so cinematic and like...
Never had it in public. Late reaction, 50K to cousins, post a caption.
Look at the cellos.
You know the family dynamics on repeat. The insecurities locked down on
family dynamics on repeat.
Nobody peace treat. You won't do me. I smell TNT.
I have goosebumps. This sound is so rich. It's so full the way these strings came in. This is a great intro. Dude, very cinematic. I love how there was kind of a fusion of a live drum kit being played with that really awesome drum break. It's also got the orchestral elements, the plucky strings, the actual bowed strings, the cellos. But at the same time, it also has some synthetic elements. Like there's that one kind of synth. It's not a synth bass. I don't want to say it's a synth bass, but it was playing like in the lower registers. That sort of like ascending melody that was, you know, interlaced throughout the thing. There's a really cool mixture of synthetic instruments and live orchestral elements here that I thought was really, really cool. Lyrically, I caught some bars in there talking about giving money to his family, not knowing how to act as a rich man coming from poverty. Caught a couple of bars talking about some of the stuff that he used to get into while he was on tour, but I did enjoy some of the stuff. Like family dynamics on repeat is another bar that comes to mind. It seemed like he was talking about a lot all at once, so I can't pin down like one theme to this track, but its sound, just like sonically, it's very, very cool. N95.
Hello, new world, all the boys and girls. Take off the foo-foo, take off the cloud chase, take off the Wi-Fi. Take outside, take off your idols, take off the runway.
Oh no! Oh, Goosebumps. Chills, bro. Chills. That initial chord, the stab with the synths, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Really cool synths. And then immediately going into that very triumphant chord progression, like dun dun dun, the way. Oof. Okay, restart.
Take off your idols, take off the runway, take off the Cairo, take off the fake deep, take off the fake woke, take off the I'm broke, I care. Take it off, bitch. You ugly as fuck. You out of pocket. The men on the run.
Playlist.
The law take advantage. The market is crashing. The industry wants.
So what I'm catching so far, he's saying take off the corny fake jewelry, take off the Rolex, take off the shirt, take off the like Instagram filters, take off the, you know, is this like anti-materialistic, you know, is that what he's going for with this one? Or is it anti-falsehood? Like he would much rather not be flashy and be real than to be fake flashy, but flashy just for the hell of it. Is that what he's going for? I don't know. But I mean, instrumentally, like musically, this is ooh.
Take all that designer bullshit off and what do you have?
Okay, so that's what he's going for. Take off the designer bullshit and what do you have? Instantly going, you're ugly as fuck. So you're out of pocket and you're ugly as fuck as soon as you take off the designer bullshit. So it's like the only thing that you have of value is your material things and you're nothing without them. Is that what he's going for? That's heavy. This ain't monogamy, y'all getting fucked. Look at the, oh man, the way he uses his voice is so cool. The switch ups are so good too, into these more heavenly sounds. Ah, love that bar. Okay, so that started seamlessly into track 3. Okay, so I got a lot of like, the take off that designer shit, you're ugly as fuck bar really stuck with me as like maybe what this entire track might be about. I also heard him talking about hypocrisy. I heard him talking about, you know, a lot of that. And so it's people who are flashy and materialistic and believe that that makes them better than other people, right? Is that why? Because I also heard then when that first bridge came in with the really heavenly kind of vocals, him saying hello to the big stepper. So like, is that the big stepper? Is the person who is super flashy, materialistic, superficial, and because of that thinks that they're better than other people? And then is here Kendrick being like the voice of reason or like the moralistic, you know, high ground kind of Obi-Wan high ground? Damn, I mean, Mr. Morale, right? Is he the moral voice of reason coming at these superficial elitist, you know, big steppers? Is that what this is? It kind of sounds like it. I mean, it kind of makes sense to me. I'm gonna have to go back later and re-listen to those verses where he changes his vocal inflections, because a lot of times he'll do that and switch perspective too. So vapidness in general, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, I really want to go back and listen to that again. I love the beat. 100. Everything about the beat is perfect to me. Even the transitions into those atmospheric kind of like heavenly sounding portions are really, really good. Not mad at Kendrick singing. I've never really disliked him singing at all. His voice is just really unique, and I personally like it. I'm a fan of it. Worldwide steppers. So maybe this one will give us more info as to what the big steppers are. This reaction is going to take forever if I want to dive into every single song.
My lust addiction, text messaging bitches got my thumbs hurt. Said president for a new sacrilegion. Writers black for 2 ink like I used to. No, I don't blink like I used to. Aqua stares at everybody. See the flesh of man, but still this man compared to nobody.
You see the flesh of man, but still this man compares to nobody. So it's like I'm flesh and bones just like all of you, but none of you guys are on my level.
That he was a sheriff, that was a win-win, because he had locked up Uncle Perry. She paid her daddy sins. Next time I fuck a white bitch, I then pose for the pick.
I like this beat too. Oh yeah.
Crooks and burglars, Hollywood, corporate, and school. Teach
Fuck yeah.
You either go be dead or
I love that tune.
Defied so many bitches, I killed their confidence. The media is the new religion.
My last Christmas tour, driving Compton, handed out eulogies.
The rags in the park had red gradient, but
Not because the rags in the park had red gradient,
because the high blood pressure flooded the catering. So
but because the high blood pressure flooded the kit.
Germophobic, hetero and homophobic, photoshopping lines and modals,
W track. W track. W track. W track. Definitely probably the most low-key beat we've heard so far, but I still really enjoyed it. I think it sets the stage perfectly for what he's talking about, man. This is a really cool song. I can kind of see why though some people might not really like that one off their first listen, coming off of the previous few tracks. Die Hard, Kendrick Lamar, Blast. Wow, Blast is on this. Yeah, Good Music showed me Blast. That's right. This sounds sweet. This sounds catchy. I like this already so far. Cool. Not mad at singing Kendrick, bro. I like it. This is cool, bro. That's not the best song we've heard so far. It might be my least favorite so far, but it's definitely not bad. It's a sweet track, you know? It feels like one of those ones that's going to be very easy to come back to. Really not mad at it. It's definitely not a bad song. Feels like maybe that's one of the ones that a lot of people would come back to just for how sweet and easy it sounds, you know? It's not one of the more experimental tracks on the project, so that one might get a couple of plays, but it definitely didn't wow me like that first one did. You know what I mean? Or like N95 did. But it's still cool. Father Time featuring That's how we say his name now. Father Time featuring Sampha. Let's go. Sampha killed my father.
I got daddy issues, that's on me. Everything the four was that taught me may have is buried deep. That man knew a lot.
Reverse vocal samples, cool. Keys in the project are incredible all the way through. Awesome. Love good keys.
I got up quick. I'm charging baskets and falling backwards, trying to keep balance.
Yes. Sampha killed it. Let's go.
Jumping up when I scrape my knee, cause if I cried about it, he surely tell me not to be weak. Daddy is shit.
Oh, this one's hitting me in my feelings, man.
So if you took some likings around me, I might reject them.
Wow.
To be specific, need assistance with the way I was brought up with daddy issues.
Kendrick didn't want Ye and Drake back together confirmed. I don't think it's that he didn't want it. I just think that it's because he didn't expect it. Because I think he was saying that if he were in either of their shoes, there would be no reconciling. And so when he saw them actually get together again, he was like, oh, I must not be as mature as I thought I was. Because like I wouldn't have it in me to squash that. So man, that is a great song, man. That second verse where he starts talking about his issues with his father. Oh my God. I mean, I didn't relate to everything that he said, but a lot of that shit that he said in that daddy issues verse was, man, sounds like he's talking about me, you know? So, oh, I was trying to meme. Oh, okay. That's great. Sampha, he killed that. Loved hearing him again. And yeah, love Father Time. Great beat too. So Rich Interlude. Wait, hold on. Let me restart this because I'm reading the chat. Best Kendrick song in a minute. Sampha made me levitate. Dustin said the word soul. Now Duddy's thinking about playing Soul Train. Let's not do it right now. No, let's play it at the end of disc 1. If you really want a halfway point, the end of track 9 is the time to do it.
Running in stores, kicking in doors, nigga, give me my glory. Nigga, lying in the chain gang, in the box getting pink. Nigga, shit where you sleep. Nigga, shit.
Bro, it's kind of tough to focus on what he's saying with those keys in the background. I don't know if I like that. I'm gonna play this again. I want to hear what he's saying.
I learned in trapping in the bed.
I don't pick Soul Train, it picks me.
In the box getting pink. Nigga, shit where you sleep. Nigga, shit where you eat. The elders like, hand me down. Me and my brothers went hand me down. Now I'm giving game back to the old head. Okay, I was able to catch what he was saying there. Would have loved for this to just be Kodak's voice. I didn't need the pianos. I don't feel like they added anything at all to this track. In fact, they just made it tougher to understand what was being said. I feel like if it was just a Kodak spoken word, one, it would have been really surprising to hear him speak so eloquently and say, you know, such, what's the word I'm looking for?
I mean, it was topical, it was truthful, it was honest, and it was like factual. It was like, it hit home. You know what he's talking about. He's being really real here, and it would have just been really cool to just hear him, be so profound, be so thoughtful without the instrumentals. It would have just been his voice. It would have been more surprising. It would have been easier to understand him. Maybe it would have hit harder, you know? Rich spirit. Yeah, maybe just his voice. This bass line is a W. This does feel like a Drake vibe. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say, what if like Drake was doing this, you know? But I'm also not mad at Kendrick doing this at all. This sounds really good, I think. AP, Michael Friedman, my friend's cooler. Primary soda resale face stupid. Didn't lose sleep cause I got the spirit. Hey, rich nigga, broke phone. Like the hook here, what if Drake had done this, you know? It would have been a really cool little feature. But I really love Kendrick here, so I don't even need Drake. Fuck that. No, I really like this. I'm not gonna hate on this at all. Brother, real nigga, that brother. Police brother. Cloud chasing hell of a disease, brother. This is such a cool sound, man. This is good. I like this. No, that's really cool. That's really cool. That one is like smooth. It's catchy. You know, that hook is really cool. You love the way the bass line sounds. The melodies are really nice. The atmosphere to that one is really cool. And that one's easy to listen to. Definitely added that one to my playlist. Next track is We Cry Together. I saw some people talking about this one. Featuring Taylor Page. It's on the longer side. I mean, let's see what it sounds like. Oh, no. The way his voice came in. Okay, so the way that the door opened up and then she kind of like walked out saying, I'm done with this, fuck you. And she's walking, picture a stage. She's walking across from left to right. And so Kendrick's vocals comes in pan to the left and starts becoming more and more center, like he's following her. So this is about to be an argument. Okay, this is already so theatrical and like cinematic. And I see why you said this is something that sounds like Eminem would do. Because of stuff like Kim and you know, how visual that can be sometimes. Yeah, that was awesome.
Fuck you, nigga, you love a pity party. I won't show up. Ain't for shit, won't buy shit. Sit around and deny shit. Fuck around shit.
Fucking up your shit. You must be bleeding and some more shit. Bitch, I don't know shit.
It doesn't even sound like they're rapping, bro, but they're in the pocket. This is so good. Look at the performance.
But you think I'ma kiss your ass?
Nah, nigga, you fucking lame. My Kaiser should've followed my mind.
Bro, what the fuck, bro? Are you serious? Now?
Gave you all my love, baby, will you bring it back to me? But I can't feel this way if you.
That's the Soul Train dance. Of course I'm keeping it in the video. Of course I'm keeping it in the video. I'm just glad, literally, the moment I paused We Cry Together, the tracks started up. So I wanted to highlight their performances, bro. These people are, like, both of them are acting on this one. Like, the pain in her voice as she's talking to him, they literally sound like they're actually arguing. And the fact that they're not even, like, the fact that they're doing this as well as they are and still in the pocket, and they actually sound like they're arguing, and like sometimes they're talking over each other. It's like, it's so well done. I really enjoy the beat. I think Alchemist murdered it. It definitely got the Griselda vibes that I saw. I forget who it was that mentioned it in the chat. Honestly, I don't know how I'm going to feel by the end of it since it is a longer track, but I mean, I really don't have anything to hate on right now. I really don't. I know that some people said that they didn't really enjoy this one and that they felt like it overstayed their welcome. I think Good Music said that. I really don't feel like that at all right now.
Boys into men real quick.
I don't feel like that at all right now, but we'll see what happens. So I think we're about a minute in, and I'll just play it at 1 minute.
Going to church, praying for you, searching for good in us. Likes that raggedy bitch and telling you all that she got. Let her know you packing your shit.
Now you mad at me. I got you hollering for nothing.
I do the same when we fuck.
Bitch, you said you gon' fuck who?
You heard me, nigga. It's nothing.
You know what? Fuck you, nigga.
This is so cinematic.
Dude should have thought about cut for you.
Nigga, you dirty and you. If you look, I don't speak, then I'm called on my name.
I think this is a good song.
Lay this pussy back on the couch.
Song like How Much a Dollar Costs checks both boxes. That can exist. It can exist, yes. It can exist. It doesn't mean that it has to always be that way. Thank you, Daddy. if I don't want to hear the song again, that it's not a good song. I think that's a bad take, man. I think that's a bad take. There are songs that aren't extremely catchy or replayable that are still good songs that you listen to, that you will play through when you're doing a listen of the album. Because in that context, it works. It makes sense. It's not bad. That's the way I see it. Yeah, no, I really liked We Cry Together. I think it's extraordinarily well done. Super cinematic. It sounds like it literally could be performed on stage in front of you. I think this is the last track of disc 1, right? Purple Hearts. Am I wrong about that?
For no coffee. I know y'all love it when the drugs talking, but then I am the plug talking. Yeah, baby.
Love the chord progression here.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, than I do. A woman's worth. I barely
I'm not gonna hate you, Daddy.
Fast with you, then fuck it up. Have an open heart. I bless that you forgive. I bless it that you can learn from a loss.
Shut the fuck up when you hear love talking. Shut the fuck up. No, it ain't love if you ain't ever eat my ass. It ain't love if you just tie me down because
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Straight out of left field, bro. Man. I'm here vibing, enjoying this production, super smooth. Starting to feel like it's a little bit too long, okay? But not mad at the singing Kendrick, right? Summer Walker sounds gorgeous. Love her voice. Talking about what true love might look like. It's not love if you judge me for my past facts. And she comes out of nowhere with, it's not love if you never ate my ass? What the fuck? Doug, a certified ass-eating hater. No, the thing is, I agree with her. I just wasn't expecting that to come in out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, she's not wrong, but was not ready for that, man. Ass gets his 8-2 confirmed. Doug gets his 8-2 confirmed. No, I never have, but I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I'm sure it feels great. Doug missed Bofa when he heard N95. Dustin, you're not catching me with Bofa. You're not catching me with Bofa. I saw that you tried during the last stream that I did, and I caught you red-handed. Bofa is not going to work. You caught me 2 times before with the other ones, but... Thanks, Duddy.
Crying like clean the feet of the sweet Jesus. Dreams, who hear his love talking. To the mind is God's cipher divine in a small portion. To mention my good deeds in front of your door. I'm standing by the entrance with helplessness. And now I don't give a fuck about this land. I want ownership.
That's disc 1. Should we talk about disc 1 as one thing and disc 2 as another thing? I think that might be a way to keep my thoughts more collected instead of waiting for 18 tracks to talk about it. Thoughts on disc 1. Look at this track list. United in Grief, W intro. Loved that production. N95, also a great track too. Loved the production on that one as well. I loved trying to figure out what exactly Kendrick was talking about with the whole, consumerism, materialistic kind of subject matter. Thought it was really cool. Worldwide Steppers had the beat that was very, very understated. Very different to United in Grief and N95, but I thought that the lyrical substance there was so strong that it was still a W track. The Die Hard track was really cool. I think that was the one that was like the first one that was a little easier to listen to. It was definitely my least favorite among those first 4 tracks, but it was still not a bad song. It's just like, it's the one that you're going to hear, inside of, I've been in Brazil for so long, I forget the US stores. H&M, I think. It's like one of those kind of a tracks. Not bad, super easy to listen to. Nothing really heavy though. Blast killed it. Father Time, one of my favorites off of disc 1. Love Sampha, love that Daddy Issues verse, really, really cool. Rich was the one where I wish that there was no beat at all, just the spoken word. Rich Spirit, I enjoyed. We Cry Together, I enjoyed a lot. Thought it was very cinematic, extremely well done. And Purple Hearts is in the similar lane to Die Hard. Overstays its welcome slightly, but I do really enjoy that Ghostface verse at the end. And the production is very smooth and easy on the ears. It's not a bad song. It's slightly too long. I think I did enjoy the ass-eating line, yes. I would say W for disc 1. I think for the most part, I really enjoyed the songs. Really enjoyed the production, very cinematic. I'm gonna enjoy coming back and listening to it again and picking apart the verses a little bit more and trying to really get into that subject matter. But a lot of it was really well done. Yeah, I like disc one. I like disc one. 2 very easy tracks to listen to on there that I could do without. And I wish there were no beat for Kodak's spoken word. Beyond that, I like it. Let me get up and grab some water before we head into disc 2. Count me out.
Your dick's small.
Thanks.
Ride with the wrongs I done, that's when I unite with the father, son, till then I fight. All of these dusts I lack in trust. This time around I trust myself. Please everybody else but my op. Wear masks in the neighborhood stores you shop, but a mask won't hide who you are inside. Look, I wouldn't survive if I didn't learn to love myself. Forgive myself 100 times.
That's you as the choir.
I love when you count me out. Ain't nobody but the mirror looking for the fall off.
That's such a fire line too. This is like if Kendrick was on Donda.
I know karma like to follow us strong. I know millionaires that feel alone. Anytime I made a decision, never give you my feelings. Fuck what you from.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. I like that a lot. I was a fan of the production. I like the choirs in the background. I like the way he's using his vocals. Section 80 is worse than this. Some of the songs on there feel outdated. I'm not a big fan of Section 80 either, but it has some good songs. The best songs on here are just okay to me. That is a hot take, man. Crown.
Go out the way to make the coin available. Go out the way to say you made the compromise. Give them amnesia. One thing I've learned, love can change with the
Love will change with the seasons and I can't please everybody. Write that down.
No, keep the music in rotation. That's what I call love. Please everybody, please everybody, please everybody.
Very cool.
Please everybody, please everybody.
That one is kind of therapeutic. It's a good reminder that, you know, you don't have to always try and please everybody because you can't. It's a good reminder that you shouldn't expect everybody's love for you to always be the same or feel the same because it comes and goes with seasons. That one is just good to always remind yourself sometimes if you're being too hard on yourself for not pleasing everybody, just to constantly have that reminder in your head that you literally can't please everyone. And that sometimes that a lot of times it's not your fault for doing your best and still falling short. It's not, you know, it's not your fault. If you did everything that you could do and you still fell short of someone's expectations, then maybe their expectations are too high. Maybe their expectations are just unrealistic. Maybe they're projecting, you know, things onto you that you could never aspire to because they refuse to take a good hard look at themselves. You know, this is kind of a therapeutic track. I think the pianos in the background perfectly suit what he's doing here. Is it great? I don't know. But I felt better, or at least I felt pretty good after having listened to it. So that one's nice. Silent Hill featuring Kodak. Production has been a W. Every track so far, except for that Kodak spoken word.
Pushing the snakes, I'm pushing the fakes, I'm pushing them all on me like pushing them all on the ballad is in, man, I'm about to boom again.
That cello on the right ear.
Push these niggas off me like
I'll say this. Dawn FM at this point is still album of the year.
She need all the love, I need all the love.
Production on this is so good, bro. I don't think I've added any tracks to my heavy rotation just yet. On a second or third playthrough, I'll do that.
I ran my whole conglomerate. I was just mapping shit out in the cubicle. Suicide coolers and feeling on your head. Can't ride 3 times when you coming through the jets. Red Cross kept a nigga fed. In the studio, be off of Google out. I'm the type to get my shooter well. I had to survive off a tuna pack.
I love the use of the strings, man. Of the albums I've heard, it's definitely Dawn FM. Yeah, Kodak has been going pretty crazy. Definitely a W track. Added that one to my playlist. Love the production. Is the, you know, pushing people off me like good? I mean, I don't know, but I'm not mad at it. I think it sounded pretty funny. I laughed at it the first time I heard it. I think it fits. You know, I'm not gonna be overly critical of that one because of that. It's like one tiny line in a 4-minute track almost. So, like Kodak's feature, love the strings and the production. Again, similar mix between orchestral instruments and synthetic instruments that I really enjoy. We're gonna keep it pushing with Savior Interlude.
You ever see your mama strung out while you studied division? Your uncle ever stole from you day after Christmas? She showing the pattern for certain. I think it's white panties and minimal condoms. Cousin in the courts heard he jumped off the porch, turned a brick to a Porsche. I'm good, love. Catch us at the 30 in the purse. Tight bitch, put a perky in a salad. I gotta pray for the basic.
Bro, the strings.
RP under my people, I'm proud of my people, I'm proud of my.
I love this interlude.
Mr. Moore.
Playlist. Keem killed that. Production's crazy too. Do I think Kendrick wrote this for him? I think they probably wrote it together. Honestly, I don't give a shit. The fact is, Baby Keem performed it and he killed his performance, and it's on the album, and it's Kendrick's album, and Kendrick can do what he wants to. And so if he wanted to write that one with Baby Keem, then so be it.
Mr. Morale, give me high five. 2 times in the co-defendant, judging my life. Back that eye. CC. Wait a minute. Ben Aki.
Whoa! The pianos throughout this album have been perfect.
Are you happy for me? Smile on my face, but are you happy for me? Yeah.
Tongues and rap lyrics scared to be crucified about a song, but they won't admit it. Politically correct is how you keep an opinion. 365 for me. Vladimir making nightmares.
Are you happy for me? Smile on my face, but are you happy for me? Yeah, I'm
In the lies I know. The cat is out the bag, I am not your savior.
Fire. Yeah, I really like how introspective this is. The beats of W, not mad at Baby Keem's performance. W vocals too. That's a cool song, man. That's a cool song. Auntie Diaries. I heard some people talking about this one too. Auntie Diaries. I heard this one talks about trans rights. So, any transphobia in the chat, just before we get into it, is a ban. And I'm not unbanning you. Just saying. And that's not me being soft, and that's not me being PC. That's just me saying, if you're a transphobe, I don't want you following me. I don't want you subscribing to me. I don't want you talking to me. I don't want nothing. There will be no transphobia in the chat. And in the comments of the video on YouTube either. Believe what you want to believe. But if the channel's mine and I can do something to stop that from happening, I will. So just before we get into it. Now, not that I expect that from you guys in the chat, because I don't. But just in case.
I think I'm old enough to understand now. Drinking Parmesan with her.
W already for the way he's performing this. This is obviously literally started off by saying my auntie is a man now. I think I understand now. So this is clearly him. He's been mulling this over for a while. And as he's approaching this performance like somebody who is coming to terms with something, which is already making total sense with the fact that he just said, I think I understand now. So starting it off with this kind of like hushed sort of, okay, now I get it kind of a performance is already really cool. Performance art.
Job the earliest, big social, big personality, vocal. Played the hangout in the front seat. 6x9, I was keeping the music up under me. My auntie wanna fight him that much. She said, ain't no telling. Niggas always been jealous because he had more women. Elementary kids with no filter. However, my auntie became a man and I took pride in it. She wasn't. I grew up fast. I needed no one to babysit. He gave me some cash, then gave me some game. Sherry freshener on the down. But the family in disbelief this time, convincing themselves he ain't living discreet. He's fine. Remember. Demetrius is Marianne now. Church is Auntie, and it's the preacher man. Should we love thy neighbor? The laws of the land of the heart was greater. That's when you looked at me and smiled, said thank you. The day I chose humanity over religion. Together, but only if you let a white girl say nigga.
Oh man, what a way to end it. I'm glad he brought that up too. I'm glad he mentioned that. Storytelling, excellent. Yeah, no, that the day I chose humanity over religion is something that's extremely relatable to me at this point in my life, man. I've been going through some shit that, well, you know, when you grow up in a household that teaches you certain things, at some point you just have to question if those are your beliefs or if you just hold on to them because they were your parents. And so, you know, at 25, this is really one of the moments of my life where I finally feel like I'm free to be my own person and not be exactly who they expect me to be. And so I've been kind of like challenging myself just to decide who it is that I am. I don't have to decide just yet. I just have to figure that out along the way. But choosing humanity over religion is definitely, you know, if it's a faith, you can't prove it. But the human sitting next to you is there. They exist. And so Are you going to go out of your way to hold on to something that you can't prove just to offend the person who's right there? You know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense. So I'm glad he put that scene in where he kind of stands up in the middle of the church and confronts the pastor and what he was saying. I'm glad he put that in there. I like this a lot. I like this track. Really cool. I liked hearing about his relationship with his uncle. My auntie is a man now, so yeah, I liked hearing about that. And the way he kind of tried to put it into perspective of how he was started to like come to terms with it as a middle schooler. I thought that was really cool too. Humanity over religion bar is my favorite line off the album. It's got to be one of mine too. Yeah, love the way he linked it all together at the end. Right, with like providing a real world instance. Like, who hasn't seen the video of the white girl on stage? You know what I mean? With Kendrick. And I love the fact that he used that to sort of like, as his cousin talking to him, sort of like make him understand, oh, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? I like that track a lot. Mr. Morale featuring Tana Leone. Best artist, 100%. This does kind of sound like the Black Panther soundtrack, you're right.
What you know about black trauma? Heffing is kicking back is another genre. Tyler Perry, the face of 1,000 rappers. Use this way too heavy. My diamonds, the Joker is heavy. More life to give on the men. Are you?
I don't think this one is as memorable as some of these other tracks, if I'm being real. I don't think it's a bad song. I just don't think it's as memorable. Yeah. I don't know. That one's cool, but like I said, not super memorable. We're on to the last two tracks. I'm gonna take away the now playing widget. Mother I Sober featuring Beth Gibbons.
I feel everybody, one man standing on two words, heal everybody, put their hands on her, it was family ties, I heard it all, I should've grabbed a gun, but Range Rover, transformation, you ain't felt grief till you felt it sober. To lift up myself, talk to my lawyer. You closer, intoxicated. There's a lustful nature that I failed to mention. Trauma has resurfaced, amplified. As I write this song, I shiver cause I'm nervous. Psychotic torture between our lives. We ain't recovered, still living as victims.
Chills all the way down my arms and my legs. Bro, holy shit. Like, what do I even say to that, you know? I'm gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let him speak for him. The instrumentals accompanied him and his performance brilliantly. And as his performance starts growing and the instrumentals start growing with him, that is just really, really good. But I'm not going to just listen to that and then listen to it again, you know? Definitely one of his best written tracks. I saw someone say that it might be better than Sing About Me. I don't know, but it's on that level. It is in the conversation. And off of one listen, I know that it's in the conversation. You know what I mean? It's, yeah. The last track, Mirror.
My point of view. You have my won't trade places. Not about who's right, who's wrong.
Flashing lights.
I'm sorry. I chose me, I'm so low. Morning through the family feuds. Baby, I just had a baby, you know she need me. Working on myself and counseling is not easy. Believe her, she even called me names on the post, the world can see it. Jokes.
Yo, the production on this entire album has been good. That's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. You know what I think this album is kind of about off my first listen? I could be totally wrong. I could be just completely off base. But what I think this is about, very superficially, because I did miss a lot, and I'm going to tie it into the Heart Part 5. So in the Heart Part 5, we have him saying, look what I've done for you. I want the hood to want me back. There's this desire to be accepted. There's this desire to be loved. And I think what this album is about is really just about learning who you are, learning to accept who you are, learning to love yourself and come to terms with your faults and your failures and your successes and your traumas, and learning to love yourself. And not only that, but learning to love your neighbor and the human who is sitting next to you, or across from you, or, you know, and encouraging them to do the same, and encouraging them to drop, you know, all of that fake shit, to drop the filters, to drop their facades, to drop their guards, and to find out who they are, and to learn to love themselves. And it'll just, you know, everyone learns who they are, loves themselves, loves their neighbor, and I think that's kind of what this is about. And I'll tell you why I kind of think that. Here, Mirror, we finally have him saying, first of all, he mentioned going to therapy a couple times during this album. And that's him, you know, coming to terms with who he is and a lot of his traumas, which he also talks about on this album. Mirror is him saying putting your faith into one man is asking for you know, asking to be disappointed, you know, stand in front of the mirror and put your faith in that person and try and better that person, try to love that person. We have Auntie Diaries, which is about him coming to terms with who his now uncle is, and learning to accept them, and them learning to accept themselves, and him not only learning to come to terms with that and accept, you know, his uncle, but to also then stick up for his cousin when he needs him. Tracks like Savior, where he says, "I'm not your savior," and he's really just coming to terms that he is not on this pedestal that people put him on, and he has to realize that, you know, and point people to themselves and say, look, I'm not your savior. Don't look at me. Don't look at LeBron. Don't look at, you know, Drake. Don't look at J. Cole. Don't look at anybody but yourself. Learn to love yourself and put humanity before religion. Learn to love your neighbor. He mentions that a couple of times. Tracks like We Cry Together, you know, him just coming face to face with how toxic he can be, how toxic a relationship can be. Tracks like Father Time, him coming to grips with the fact that he has, you know, issues, daddy issues that are unresolved, and he's a grown man and he still has these issues that are unresolved. So again, it's him kind of discovering himself and kind of discovering these again, faults and qualities that there are to him, and learning to love himself, and that allowing him to share that love to other people and sort of point them in that same direction. I think that's kind of generally what this album is about, and I'm sure that there's multiple layers to it, but off my first listen, that's kind of what I got from it. I certainly feel better, you know, after having heard it. I certainly enjoyed it. I don't feel disappointed after a 5-year hiatus. I definitely want to dive back into it and pick it apart some more. It feels very exciting to have a project this layered and this deep, you know, to finally be able to jump into and kind of dissect. It feels like a very meaty project to sink my teeth into, and I'm excited to go back and do that. I do not think it's a bad album. I am not disappointed by it at all. I adored the production on this. It is so cinematic. It's so beautiful. The way they use vocals and layers and choirs and strings and the orchestral elements in every track is very, very interesting to me. I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it, man. I really did. Feels like a long therapy session. First half is him venting his thoughts, vices. Second half could be him finally moving on and accepting his flaws. Yeah, exactly. Call it dick riding, call it, you know, whatever you want to. But I have my reasons for liking it. I think I shared those with you guys throughout the video, after every single song, whether or not I enjoyed and what I enjoyed or didn't enjoy about every track. I had a lot of fun listening to it. I hope you guys did as well. I'm going to end the stream pretty soon after I end the video. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Support the channel any way that you see fit. If you want to watch the full uncut version, there is a link to the Patreon in the description. Follow me on Twitch and you can watch these live reactions. There is also a link to that in the description. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys later. Everybody stay safe. As always, peace out.